try to give love all over the world, but I'm tired of being used. It's my turn to love and be loved. It's my turn.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hit the Mics with Ryan D. I, of course, am Ryan D. Oh, man, episode 6. Episode 6. We've been doing this already, 6 episodes. I'm fucking excited. This has been a hell of a week for me. Just so damn busy with all this other stuff going on. I wish I had more time to do stand-up, guys. I haven't been on the stage, and it's really fucking bugging me. This episode, I had Nick Petrillo, who's one of the funniest comics that's up and coming. We started around the same time, which we found out on this episode. I didn't know that he was only about a year. He's only got about a year on me. But man, one of the funniest fucking guys. He's just got great stories, and he just goes off on these tangents, and it's just so entertaining. The dude is just always just like a firecracker. I love him to death. I was so happy to have him in here. This is what I've been trying to do, man. I'm trying to have my funny friends in here and kind of just spotlight them. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. As I've been saying over and over and over, please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Please email me, Ryan P. Demarest, DEMAREST @gmail.com. I had a few drinks on this episode, so I'm pretty buzzed right now doing this intro. I had a little glass of whiskey and a couple of beers, and yeah, so here we are. We talked about he's a sober dude, so we kind of talked about sobriety and basically when do you think it goes too far and all that stuff. Because it's something that's crossed my mind a few times, being somebody who is an alcohol enthusiast, per se. Sometimes it goes a little too far. Sometimes, I push the limits. But a friend of mine told me just the fact that I know when I've gone too far is already enough. And just the fact that I could take a few days off and realize that I've made a mistake, then that's already a good sign, and that I'm in the clear. So I hope he's right. I don't think I'm a complete fuck up. As Nick says in this episode, he believes that I'm a highly functional alcoholic, I guess. But it's something that runs in my family. It's certainly something that is very real, and something that should be discussed. And it doesn't. The whole episode's not all dark and whatnot, But shit, I got my glasses fixed, which is exciting. Now I can see. Still editing this project. It should be done pretty soon. We're calling it. What the fuck are we calling it? Oh, Tapped Out. We're calling it Tapped Out. It's something that I'm working on. We're going to hopefully get it up and running within the next couple weeks. Javi, who's my co-host, and I have to shoot a few things, and we're working on the edit. Steve Rogers and myself are working on the edit. And we should have something for you guys to check out maybe in the next couple weeks. I'm hoping. And this is a show that we're really passionate about. It's basically just like a Travel Channel sort of style thing where we spotlight LA beer bars and whatnot. So I'm really excited. I'm trying to get this out as soon as possible. Other than that, I'll be in San Diego again. My birthday, March 28th through April 1st. I will be in San Diego. So if you guys want to party, hit me up at Ryan P. Demarest, Twitter and Instagram. Also, Steve Rogers, my buddy, wrote and directed this pilot for this show that we're hoping we can do something with as well. And that's up on my Facebook page. If you look at my Facebook page, Ryan D, it's there. I just uploaded it. It's hilarious. It's a really good comedy, sitcom type thing that we're hoping to do something with. I'd like for you guys to check it out and let me know what you think. It'll be up on my website pretty soon too, teamryand.com. What else? That's it. We'll be at Covina, Covina doing St. Patrick's Day in downtown Covina. We're gonna be there covering the event, so we'll be there if you want to hang out. That's March 17th. March 16th, I'll be in Tulare, California, which is like Central California. I'll be doing some stand-up up there. March 16th, so the day before that. And I think that's it. We're having some problems here, man. me and the lady are trying to get married, as some of you may know, and we're having some money issues, so it's kind of a bummer because we want to get this done and we want our family to be there and we want it to be special. But throwing this big ass party for everyone to come watch you get throw your life away, I guess. It's kind of fucking pricey, and we found the perfect place that we want to do it at. The problem is it's $1,500 for the deposit, and we don't have that kind of money, and so we reached out to a couple people, and no one can really help us out right now, and that's fine. So I guess we just have to put it off a little more, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it'll happen eventually. So I guess we'll just have to figure it out on our own. But anyway, I'm just venting here. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I appreciate you guys subscribing to the podcast. I appreciate everything. Please, like I said, reach out, hit me up, send me some emails, something, anything. If you want to, here's the thing. I need musical subscriptions for, what the fuck, man? I am buzzed. Musical, submissions, not subscriptions. Jesus Christ. Submissions. I need musical submissions. If you were in a band or in or an artist, a hip hop artist or anything like that, producer, and you want your shit to be on a project that I'm working on, obviously I can't pay you, but if you just want to be heard, I definitely need some music for this thing that I'm working on. So email me, ryanpdemarest@gmail.com. Send me some links, send me some downloads, send me whatever you can, or whatever. I'm not saying it'll guaranteed. It's not a guaranteed you'll be on the project, but I'll definitely play you on the podcast. So send me some shit. Send me what you got. We'll review it, and if we want to use it on our show, we'll definitely let you know. But other than that, I'm hungry. I gotta go get some food. So let's just move on. This is it. Episode 6 with Nick Petrillo.
Nice.
Make some noise now. Start clapping now for the one, the only. Come on, guys. Mr. Ryan D. Let him hear it. Come on, let him hear it.
I'm gonna break one of your windows. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? This is Ryan D. Welcome to Hit the Mics with Ryan D. Today, we have a very special guest, Nick Petrillo, in the house, everybody.
Yay!
I forgot to have my fucking... There it is.
That's the sound it makes every time I queef. So,
Bruh.
Oh, dude. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this is I've been trying to just I started up this new show. I've been doing FamCast for like 3 years now, so I just wanted to start up this something new. I forgot to tag you on this fucking thing, but I just wanted to try out something new and have my personal friends come in and just kind of shoot the shit and talk about things, and I don't know. I feel like my favorite part of doing that podcast was the beginning part when all we did was kind of freeform and just kind of bullshit, talk about what we did that weekend or whatever. So.
Yeah. Just a little riff sesh.
Yeah, exactly.
Riff sesh.
Exactly. Well, especially my favorite part about doing comedy are the parts where we hang out. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's
good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while either, so this is kind of a good. Well, I mean, we were gonna try and hit the mic earlier, but
yeah. I've been a big lazy piece of
me too.
shit.
Actually, I
So
haven't been.
lazy.
See, I've been the opposite, where I've been working a lot, but working on other shit. So it's like I haven't done any spots this week, and I just feel like a piece of shit for not doing.
I wish I at least had that excuse. It's like, man, what kept you from going out? I don't know, The Witcher 3. Like
Right.
that's what kept me.
Yeah,
from
you were
going
saying
out.
that. You were saying that you've been playing games.
Binging hardcore.
Binging.
Hardcore.
So The Witcher 3. What game is that?
It's oh my god, how do I explain this without sounding like overly nerd? Just it is a single player, like kind of RPG. You play a dude with a sword that gets rid of monsters. There's a big whole over. There's stories, there's quests, and the way they set them up, you can finish them in a number of ways.
Yeah.
So there's the replayability that's ridiculous in this company. I was hearing a lot about it. Oh yeah, this game's great. Like there's perfect example. There's a little story arc in there where you solve a murder. There's a serial killer in a major city going around serial killing people, and you start putting the pieces together. You find out who it is. You walk in on him with a victim, and you can either talk to him or kill him. I killed him, but then I didn't find out that he wasn't the real killer. There was a whole other ring, and bodies are still cropping up in the city much later on. And you're like, oh my god, I need to go back and figure out what I did there. So it's
a PC game.
It's a PC game. It's very. It came out like a couple of years ago or whatever. I'm just catching up on it, and it's enveloped me whole.
Yeah, I've never got into the PC games.
Yeah.
I mean, because I got fucking Call of Duty World War II, and that shit like consumed me for like 3 weeks. So I know if I ever played a PC game, like I would be completely just. I would never leave.
There's like for me, it's like two different brands. There's the multiplayer where you play with a bunch of people. Then there's these single player games, which I've been a fan of since the 90s. I'm 38 years old, and there's companies like Black Isle Studios and Interplay from back in the day. These guys in the 90s made games where the replayability, the amount of hours you could put into a game, they had maybe 300, 400 hours of content.
Jesus.
So,
because that was the problem before, right? I mean, that's kind of why they keep making these games like basically unbeatable, so that you can just continue to play them. They live on. Like you'll never really just be finished with it.
Yeah, there's some games like that, like BioWare's Mass Effect series. Like if you actually calculate it out, someone was talking about there's been a big, huge controversy over what the cost of games should be. Should there be loot boxes in games that people pay for?
Right.
And all this stuff. How do we, there's ballooning costs. And they broke it down. And if you look at it, games is actually still the cheapest.
Oh, apparently it's on PS4 as well.
PS4. I think it's on Xbox. It's on a lot of different consoles.
Oh, really? Okay.
But if you look at games is still actually the cheapest form of entertainment between movies and TV.
I mean, if you look at the time.
Yeah,
that's true.
I spend $60 and I get 700 hours of playtime.
Right. We got a few live comments here. It says Jonathan Turner says no loot boxes.
Yes, no loot boxes. Anti-loot box. You've been watching that. Yeah. There's a guy from Hawaii that I swear to God I think I've killed him in a round of PUBG at some point. Like he's a super young senator, and he's actually trying to pass laws calling it gambling. And
what?
Yeah, because
what is a loot? Explain to people what a loot box is.
So a loot box is your chance to win something of value in a game.
It's just basically
Remember how you said you played PUBG, right?
I didn't play PUBG. I said I downloaded the Xbox like demo, and I haven't played it yet.
Okay. So in PUBG, and this is where some of my buddies started to get really addicted to it too, is because PUBG is one of the first, I think it might be the first game that I personally know of, where you can win something in a loot box and sell it on Steam for real money that you can use to buy
no
a
shit.
whole
So
other game.
you can oh wow.
Yeah.
So the shit that you get You can resell?
Yeah, one of my buddies, he opened up, he's playing a match, and when you play a match and you win a match, the further you get in the match, the more people you kill, the higher the currency that you get. When you get enough, and it used to be like 700 for one of these crates, you'd open up a crate and you'd get a vanity item, just an appearance item. He got a black tuxedo jacket with like purple trim. He checks Steam, and sure enough, that sells for like $40.
Oh, wow.
And he sold it for $40 and then used the money to buy another game in Steam.
Huh.
There's guys who, I think there's a great story I read about a guy who he won an item that when he first won it, he looked at it, it was worth $1,000. And then by the time he was able to sell it, it dropped all the way to like practically nothing.
Right.
So, so it's market fluctuation. So it's crazy. But the loot boxes, they try to sell them to you. So, and they try to put valuable things that you need. Battlefront being the worst one of last year where...
Yeah, I have Battlefront too as well. And that was the one, but didn't they end up taking it all out or something like that? They changed it or... I don't know. I mean, I got it. Honestly, I don't even really like the online play on it, so I don't even play it really that much.
Yeah, it's kind of... DICE did... I think they did kind of... I haven't played it, but from what I gathered, DICE did a great job of the actual kind of mechanics of the gameplay, but because of the system, a lot of people weren't really playing it. But what happened was, like, anything that you needed, like actual power-ups, things that actually made you more powerful.
Yeah, things that you would get, like, by experience points, usually, right?
Yeah, usually. Like in Battlefield 4, you would get a number of pistol kills, and you would unlock a better pistol or something like that. Or you would unlock... And not too familiar with Battlefield 4, but I played that and I did unlock a few things. And you would get a better rifle or whatever. This, you only got those by opening up the boxes, which most of the time.
Yeah, because I mean, my first experience with this kind of thing was with Infinite Warfare, because I like the Call of Duty games, so I had Infinite Warfare, and I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't know you got like these loot boxes and shit for like, costumes or even for weapons sometimes and weapon upgrades and all that stuff, and I was just like, this kind of fucking blows.
Yeah, you're like, dude, just give me the weapon, just let me play the game.
Yeah. So then I kept finding myself fucking spending more money and like, because you can buy like COD points or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so every now and then I'm like, fuck it, I'll get 200 for like $10.
Yeah.
And then I get the fucking crates and there's nothing in them. I mean, just bullshit or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
you get a chance at it, and you're like, dude, no. How about I just give you the flat amount, and you give me the whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, just give me the game. So just give me the game. Which that's the one thing I love about like The Witcher 3. That company has said no loot boxes ever, and they're amazing. So CD Projekt Red, I love those guys.
By the way, thanks for the contacts in San Diego.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Because I ended up, you know what I'm doing now is what I ended up doing was getting booked on my birthday, which is March 28th. And then I was like, fuck, I'm already going to be in San Diego that weekend. I was going to do the Palace that weekend. So I was like, yeah, let's do it there, and then I'll just stay. Yeah. And then, so all I needed was one more show, and I would have had shows the whole time. I didn't want to have to come back on Thursday or whatever. So then I got, Comedy Heights on Thursday. So I have Wednesday at Madhouse, Thursday at Comedy Heights, Friday and Saturday at the Palace. So
yeah.
I'm pretty stoked on that.
Yeah, that helps. That's being able to put together like
a little,
especially in San Diego or someplace far. You're like, man, let me just string the shows together.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited about it because I mean I haven't had back-to-back shows like that in a while, man. I've been fucking up lately.
Yeah,
it's like not fucking up lately because it's. I mean, when I do have great shows, like I got all this new stuff that I've been that I've been working on at the Dollar, at the Silver Dollar show. So it's like it works, and I've been wanting to take it out to different places, but I'm just like fucking having a hard time getting some good gigs right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been talking to this with like a friend, and it's funny. Like that's why when I recommend people like you or what I actually tag you in the post or whatever, like using a reference and a lot of those other things, it doesn't work as well.
Right.
People go, hey, use my name. Everyone who's told me, hey, drop my name.
Yeah.
I've never gotten booked. If you're watching this and you've told me, hey, hit up this person and drop my name, I want you to know that I have, and they never got back to me. Yeah. So it doesn't work.
Right.
So what I do is I'll actually email that person or message them on Facebook, and I tag you in it.
Yeah, that worked.
Because
the thing is, I had already met that dude, Matt Bird, a few times in San Diego. I didn't know that he booked Madhouse though.
Yeah, he kind of, and especially with someplace like Madhouse 2, they get a lot of
People.
emails
Yeah,
and
I'm
stuff
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
So, anything like that. It's always a touch and go. Thing.
Jonathan says, "Come up to Washington. Comedy clubs up here are awesome." Yeah, dude, I would fucking love to, but
I would love to come to Washington.
It's not that easy. I mean, I was in Washington. I got lucky enough to do the casino out there at Tulalip, so, which was awesome. That was my first time having to do a half hour. First of all, a half hour and at a casino.
Yeah,
which was pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. That's the thing.
The trip cost me about $350, and I got paid $200. But it was awesome.
Yeah, there's like it's like come out here. It's like dude. There's no money for us because also I've watched it, dude. It's just it's a lowering. We're slowly. Actually, not even slowly. We're just lowering our pants. Every guy will come in and do it for less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
There's shows up north. A company that a bunch of people have tried to get in with, and I hear stories. Oh yeah, before this guy had the room, this room paid $1,500, and now it's only $8, and then it's $6, and then it's $5. And
I keep hearing that a lot too.
we're undercutting each other like crazy.
Yeah.
And everything else is getting expensive. And so I'm like,
especially in Vegas, you hear that a lot too. It's like, oh yeah, we used to have this and blah blah blah, blah. And like all comics would get paid $50 every time they did this, set for like 10 minutes here at this one spot and blah 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 blah. It's like,
it literally sounds like every other industry that I've ever worked in. Man, you don't remember the times they used to be good.
Yeah,
I had customers,
true.
and oh my god, stewardess would just come in and give me an
Yeah.
HJ and throw money at me, and you're like, dude, none of this exists anymore. So. Yeah, it's a very, very weird thing. But,
when did you start? What year did you start?
I started in 2011, like at the beginning of 2011.
Oh, so you didn't start. I mean, you started just a little bit before I did then, too. So
When did you start?
Wait, you said 2011, right?
Yeah, 2011.
I started 2012.
Yeah. 2012? Yeah. Then, I started a little bit before you then.
Huh.
So, and I think it was...
Yeah, May 2012 was when I started.
Or was it 2010? I can't remember now. I
I always thought you were in the game way longer than me for some reason. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were...
You just brought me back to one of my favorite compliments I ever got. It was Ben Glebe, and he was just dropping in going last at some show that was at like Sal's Comedy Hole back in the day, and he went on, and I didn't know he was in the audience, and he saw my set, and I'm standing outside, and he walks out, and I remember thinking, there goes Ben Glebe to go live his awesome Ben Glebe life.
Yeah.
And then he just turned to me and he went, "Hey man, that was a great set. How long you been doing comedy?" I'm like, year and a half. He's like, "You seem like you're 5 years in." And I'm like, "Thanks." And
yeah.
I thought like good things were gonna happen.
I got something like that. Yeah.
And then they never did.
Yeah. I got a good compliment like that too, from Brian Callen, and because I thought he didn't. I thought he thought I sucked. Because I was like hoping he would say something to me because he watched my set. He got there right before I went on stage, and I saw him standing there, and I walked past him to hit the stage, and I did my set. I did like 10 minutes at Ventura Harbor, and I thought I did all right, and I walked off, and then I did good that night actually, and then I walked off, and he didn't say shit to me, and then later on in the night he walked over to get paid, and he like walked past me and then like stopped and was like, "Hey man, you did really good tonight. You had me back there fucking rolling, bro." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." Like,
dude, and that's funny to me because Brian Callen almost doesn't seem like the guy that would stop to make that remark.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like the guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't,
for sure.
Yeah, and I wouldn't think that. But then again, dude, I've had some of the comics that I was like, dude, that guy's cool as hell. And then he turns around and he's like, "Man, fuck you." And you're like,
same. Yeah, for sure.
What is this?
Isn't that so crushing? Yeah, why are you so shitty?
Why are you a dick of all people? Like your comedy is you're like trying to have good messages, yet you're a dick personally.
That's the fucked up thing, right? Then you start meeting you meet these people who send these messages like it's like mixed signals because they don't want to fucking talk. Maybe it's because they know that they've kind of made it and they don't really want to talk to you.
Also, I feel like at some point when you've made it as a comic and you're especially really big, like you've had a career for decades big.
Right.
When a young comic comes up to you and they go, "Oh, I'm a comic," you're based off probably experience. They're going, there's only so many ways this conversation's going to go.
Yeah.
And 95% of them are you asking me for a spot on my show.
Right.
So, and it was Christopher Titus. I saw Christopher Titus. I was working at Costco selling knives and like a demo and a little headset. I was like,
And you went, hey,
man,
I'm
come over here and buy these knives or I'll slit my wrist. Like that kind of shit, right? Like just bad. Just bad. And I was like, oh, this sucks. Christopher Titus comes in and he walks over to a freezer and he's buying some like hamburgers or something like that in a box. Like this pre-frozen, like these frozen piece of shit. Like I was like, ooh, like I remember thinking that I was going, interesting. Christopher Titus eats garbage. I was like,
right. Well,
like,
he is sort of white trash.
I was like, but that's cool. I was like, dude, I eat garbage too. That's exactly the garbage I was gonna get later.
Right. The cardboard frozen fucking hockey puck.
And I remember he walked by and he took a look at what I was selling, and some lady, like some people were there, and he said, I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Titus. He's like, no, man. It like just immediately was like, please don't.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, man, I'm sorry, but I loved your, Norman Rockwell was, crying and, liver specials. He's like, thanks, man. He's like, so, yeah, you're a fan. He stops talking. He's like, yeah, well, actually, I'm a comic. I just started out. He's like, oh, great, cool, thanks, later. And immediately took off. And I wanted to shout, I'm not going to ask you for spots.
Right.
So,
yeah, I guess, but it's, I don't know. I've had, especially like when you're at the clubs though, like, I don't know, when I was on a show with somebody, I'm not going to say his name, but he treated me like a real piece of shit. And like, he was the headliner this night. And it was like kind of somebody that I respected. And it really fucking.
If you say Guy Branum, I'll agree with you. I'm like, that guy is actually kind of an asshole. Him and Leslie Jones. Like every time Leslie Jones pops up on the Twitter
really,
feed
Leslie Jones? I've never
God.
never run into her.
Oh, Leslie Jones is.
Who's actually surprised? Oh, go ahead. So let me hear about Leslie Jones.
No. She's just like a terrible. You're like, dude, wow, you're like an asshole. You're a real asshole. But then on Twitter, she's like, "Oh, stop making fun of me," and I'm the victim. And I was like, "No, I've watched you be a piece of shit to people.
Right?
Like you're an asshole."
Yeah, I had a thing with Willie Barcena. It was
That's a weird one. Like his face is normally he's so like
it's
hey, man.
But apparently a lot of people have. So it was like it was a weird thing because he was asking me to help him work, like help him do stuff and like help him organize his notes, and I basically typed out timelines of outlines of his jokes and stuff, and punched them up and kind of cleaned up a little things like that, and then he tried to like not pay me and then he basically said, how about we work something out where I give you like lessons and then I pay you half the money. And I said, or you can just get me a spot on like one of your shows. And then he was like, yeah, well, we'll talk about it. And then he never called me again.
Who is I don't know if it's.
I mean, there's more to it, but that's the short version,
I heard, and I don't know if it's true. I heard a story about him in a comedy club about him not being a dick, but it was one of the funniest stories I ever heard.
He's crazy, man.
It was a funny story I heard that someone said that it was him in a comedy club and he had gotten so drunk that he was on stage like laying down and leaning and doing this like I'm laying on my side pose with the microphone in his hand and beer, and apparently he just mid-joke just passes out. And they just put a jacket over him, shut off the lights, walked the audience out, and just let him sleep.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And I'm like, man, if that guy can still work after doing that, like that's
I wouldn't
fantastic.
doubt it.
The guy who's probably one of the nicest dudes, the nicest, most awesome headliner that I've ever worked with whatsoever is definitely Siddiqui Fuller. So
who's that? That's the dude from that's not the dude from 40-Year-Old Virgin or whatever.
No. Siddiqui is one of the lesser known guys. I don't know. That was the other thing. You go into comedy long enough, and next thing you know, you're like, there's these like 17, 18, 20-year vets who've been around forever, but no one knows who they are.
No one knows who they are, yeah.
But they're really good. And
I'm stuck on my robot dick over here.
and he's kind of one of those, like, but he tours like all over the place, and his
I've
work
heard the
ethic
name. I just don't. I can't put a face to it.
is black dude, and usually the older cats that know him always go, oh yeah, the guy that does the backflip. So I guess he used to do a backflip on stage. He used to be oh my god, he used to be the mascot for like the Golden State Warriors. And he used to come out, like super athletic dude, and that guy's amazing. So, dude, if you ever get a chance, every once in a while, he's like, yeah, I'm looking for people. One of my buddies submitted a video to him, and was like, hey man, here's a guy that you should take with you out on and he took me, and I was like, that's awesome. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so
I've tried that.
They don't.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, because I mean,
I'm sure it happens all the time.
They're looking at you and they're like, dude, there's no place for me to stick my dick.
Yeah.
So they're just, come on, man.
That's
like,
so true. Oh, God.
You either I don't know, man. All I can tell you is either have some place where they can stick their dick, or headline them enough on your shows and pay them enough money.
Right.
And
that's the thing, dude, is like, it's so fucked up. Like, it's such a catch-22 because it's like, okay, like, if you run shows, you know, even at that dollar show's gotten really good. It's got, I mean, I've created
the dollar's great.
I've created a pretty cool little environment and atmosphere there. So everybody comes for comedy night, you know, it's like but the problem is nobody buys drinks. So I barely make any money because I take a bar percentage.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if I want to pay a headliner, then I'm like, I got to pay him at the end of the night. You know, they got to count the bar, and then I don't walk home with shit.
Yeah, which is rough.
Yeah.
That's man, dude. Comedy is.
So that's the thing. So like, I'll kick down people like $5-10 for like gas or whatever if they're coming from really far away, or if there's somebody that's, you know, a little more established. Then it's like, yeah, come out, do 10 minutes, I'll give you $20 or whatever.
Yeah,
and then. You know, and then at the end of the night, I got like $70 in my pocket. You know, that would be for like a headliner if I wanted to have a headliner there, you know?
Dude, it's so hard trying to run comedy shows in like the amount of comedy shows that exist in bars and restaurants versus the amount of comedy shows that used to exist in bars and restaurants. Is ridiculous because, dude, it's like every week something's shutting down there, and there.
It's kind of it doesn't. I mean, like I feel like when we started, there was a lot more shit going on. I mean, is it?
There probably was. You know, it feels every once in a while. You know, you'll see like more shows pop up on a weeknight here. There's like ebbs and flows always, especially with like open mics. You'll see like a bunch of. It used to be. Saturdays used to be amazing for open mics.
That's the shitty thing is Saturdays I would love to hit a lot more spots, but it's like there's nothing on Saturday.
There's nothing. There's either there used to be so much. There like I remember, dude. I was able to do like 9 sets on a Saturday, but this was back in like 2012. Mm-hmm. I want to say somewhere in 2011, 2012, and you could do that on a Saturday. Like start at 2 at like the Spot Cafe or whatever, and then but then after a while, people they shut down. Nobody wants to do it anymore. Sunset Grill used to be one place. They shut that down. Sal's Comedy Hole's gone through changes, and it was good, and then it's not, and then shows pick up. So it's always like hit or miss. But man, with bar shows, it's just tough because one, you have to get the crowd like. To come out, but a bar owner has to be cool with pretty much giving you a year.
Yeah,
like it takes years. Like that's
why I got lucky. Well, luckily at the show that I run, it's pretty much they gave me full control, and I was like, but also I need your help. Like I can't. If people are gonna be out of hand and whatever, like you guys need to like kind of help me out and walk around and tap people on the shoulder like, hey, shut the fuck up, or something like that, because that's the problem with a lot of these shows is the reason they fall apart is because first of all the bars don't give a shit. If they let you run comedy night, it's like most of the time it's on an off night. Obviously it's like Wednesday, Thursday, mine's on a fucking Tuesday, and it's an off night where it's already slow. So if you're not bringing anybody in, obviously they're gonna cut you off at some point, But also, they don't help at all. They just expect you to bring people in. But you're like, I'm a fucking nobody comic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem, and that's the thing. If you can build a show, there's people that do build shows, but it takes them like Cassidy's Anchor Bar show.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Monday night, everyone knows that's a great place to go. It wasn't always like that.
Right.
Like,
and he's been doing it for like 4 years or something.
There's bar owners who I've worked with who went, "Oh, that's a great show. Can we have a show like that?" And I was like, "Dude," and I tell them, I'm like, "Hey, man, right up front, the first year is going to be real hit or miss.
Yeah.
You're going to have real hit or miss." And a bunch of them, they just don't care.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the very least, I at least appreciate that with a bar or a restaurant, right up front, I know they don't care about anything but the money.
Oh, the bar owner that I'm talking about, she just tuned in. She's like, "Hey, I'm listening."
No, and that's good.
No, I'm talking about. Well, the dollar show. It's good because they actually help me out. You know, they'll do the Instagram posts. They have the posters up. They have the calendar up. You know, it's like
it also teaches lessons to the booker too, because there was a show recently, and I don't want to name names, but there was a show recently in the Inland Empire that it was weird. I headlined it, and then the next day it was canceled. So but it wasn't me. There was a bunch of complaints. One of the complaints, and this is the bar's perspective, they actually had comics. It's comics also. Bar shows are away games for us.
Right.
Okay? They're away games. We're not at home, and we have to play by the away games rules and understand that it's going to go that other team's way sometimes.
Sure.
And we can't get pissy. So like what they were saying was that the bar owner there was commenting on this thread, going, "We had to cancel it because you had comics who were driving people out, telling them to shut up, and we're losing money." And that's a business, which I get.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to also like learn that. But at the same time, like bar owners, I had a bar show that I ran with a couple of friends in Long Beach, and we had, out of the 4 shows that we had, 3 of them were amazing. The last one happened to land on the very first Thursday football game to ever happen in existence. And the bar owner went, "Well, the numbers were kind of down there. I don't want to do this anymore." And we're like, "Dude, we're 75%. Are you kidding me?"
Are you talking about Muldoons?
No, that's not Muldoons. That was whatchamacallit.
Because I just talked to the guys at Muldoons, and I might run.
Yeah, go for it.
There, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. That and he's a good guy, Patrick. That was another guy that I was actually trying to tell him up front. I was like, "Hey, man, it's going to take a while. You're going to have to try to build this from the ground up." And he was going like all over the place. First, we were paying headliners, then we weren't paying headliners. Then he wanted to do a night of 99 comics, and I'm like, you need to let this run. And he also had a partner that it might be better now.
Yeah.
But he also had a partner at the time that didn't like the comedy, so bar owners have to give it a chance for the comedy to grow, because especially in that environment, if you have a crowd that doesn't know that it's comedy night for the first 3 Mondays, you're going to have a weird time.
Yeah.
You're going to have a weird time. So there needs to be understanding on both the bar owners and the comic side.
Yeah.
In order for that to grow. But at least the bar owners, you're like, "Okay, I know. I need to keep these people here, keep them entertained, keep them spending money."
Yeah.
Whereas, comedy club acts the same way, but then they'll go, "We care about comedy." It's like, no, you don't. That's why you have YouTube's Vine stars in here, you idiot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But,
yeah. But whatever. All right. So that's enough complaining about the comedy.
It just takes a little time in the bars. That's it. The Dollar's a great show.
No,
so
it is. And I'm really proud of it. But the problem for me is since I've created this little empire, sort of, so to speak. Like the same people come see the show all the time.
Yeah.
So I can't really host it and do the same fucking material. So it kind of, it's like a blessing and a burden, because
you have to learn the crowd work, boo boo.
Yeah, and I have to learn to write more. So like which I've been doing just short sets of new material and having other people host. Mm-hmm. And then, but now it's like, but then if I hit like a dry spell and I can't fucking write anything, then I'm kind of screwed. So like I might not even do a set on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna let somebody else handle it.
Yeah, because it's like, actually, it's because I had this one guy yell at me at the bar on the 1-year anniversary show that we did. Uh-huh. It was crowded, fucking packed, dude. We had it packed to the gills, and it was awesome. And then there was just one of the regulars showed up, which is fine. They have the bar regulars, but their regulars aren't really regular people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was just this really loud dude who thinks he's like the funniest dude in the bar. Yeah. And so I went up to him and I told him to be quiet. And then he was like, "You've been saying the same shit for 12 fucking months. Why don't you shut the fuck up?" And he was right.
He's your personal comedy coach. He's pushing you to write more.
And he was right. And
like,
I felt so shitty after that for so long. I was like, dude, I can't do a set here anymore.
And then he looked at you. He was like, "You call that a tag? You know, you're gonna need to double over back over the premise. You know what I mean? Here's the thing about good comedy. It's when two opposing. Charlie Chaplin once said,
Right.
Comedy comes from two opposing worlds smashing and joining forces. So if you and he went deep on you with comedy, and he sat you down, he took you back, he gave you a bunch of cocaine. You guys went through George Carlin's catalog, and then he commented, and he was like, he had a whole diagram just like of things leading up to Richard Pryor. I like it. I like where this guy was going. So, or he was just a fucking essay in a Raiders jersey that was tired of hearing.
Pretty
your
much
shit.
that's what it was. That's more accurate.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, you go off the cuff. You're just gonna have to comment on people's shit, or you're gonna have to.
Yeah, and I try. It's like, but it's just because that's why I've been having other. Like I said, I've been switching around hosts. I asked you to host one time. You bailed on me, but
Yeah.
You were sick. I get it.
Yeah, that was, traveling, and I think I had just gotten back from. That's what it was.
Oh, you had just gotten back from that big vacation you were on,
Dude,
right?
I just got back from going on a cruise through the Bahamas and spending a week at Disneyworld, and I got sick on the way back because every kid is just a walking bag of staph infection.
Yeah, for sure.
So, oh my god, if you have kids, drown them. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Just drown them. So
I take it you're not one to ever have children.
I think I'll be one because what I found out at Disneyland is I like yelling at kids. I really enjoy yelling at it's especially other people's kids. Like, you're a terrible parent. You're a terrible parent. Dude, we were at Disneyland and there were people, dude, they have a thing called Magic Hours at Disney World. So
what is that?
Magic Hours is when all the people who stay at the Disneyland resorts, you get to show up and go on rides before they're open to the general public.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have that here. This one,
I think they do. Yeah,
I think they probably do. So they have that, and we were doing that, and because it's New Year's, it's in between Christmas and New Year's Eve at this point. Mm-hmm. So this place is packed, and we show up, and there's like 800, like 1,000 people already at 5:30 in the morning.
Fuck.
5:30 in the morning. My girl, like 1,000 people, like Jesus. Already, like they're packed because they don't even open yet.
How much can you do in that first hour, though? I mean, really?
You can go on a bunch of those rides, like a lot. Like I went on Expedition Everest, like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like 10 times in a row, bam, 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 and I really liked that ride, and it was amazing. Because also,
I've never been to Disney World. What is that one?
Disney World, the Expedition Everest, it's their Matterhorn, except it's good. So it's, this Matterhorn, like it just does the snake thing, and it's got real shitty seats, and like the Snow Beast now just looks like an old version of like Glenn Beck at this point. It's like, rah, vote conservative, they're coming for your gun. Like it's that, like it's tired, right? Dude, this one, it goes up and then the tracks are torn up and then it falls all the way back at super high speeds and it does like a loop and like all this other crap. It's amazing. So they have that, and so we did that a bunch. But the morning that we're doing that, we're going into like the Jungle Park one, and they have the 3D, the Avatar one that everyone's going to.
Yeah.
Dude, the day before, people were going, didn't you hear like a lady in a wheelchair got trampled by kids? And I'm like, oh my God, a lady in a wheelchair was trampled by toddlers. Like, you're talking like locust biblical, like kids going, screw you, and then just stomping over, and you're going, I got blue shit to ride. Like, they're running off, and that's happening. And meanwhile, we're all sitting there, and people are like shoving, and I'm like, dude, okay, this is like uncomfortable. It's 5:30 in the morning. I shouldn't even exist at that point. It's dark. People are scratching in, and there's like entire cheer squads of like 16-year-old girls like brrr, like typing in ways with their one finger. That I'm like, dude, are you an android? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's like, whatever, fucking someone get Becky. And I'm like, dude, that's in my ear. Please stop it.
Yeah.
So then and then all these people are there. Disney is not prepared for this shit. they'll put out like their five. First of all, Disney, there's a guy whose job it is there to just hire nice people. We only hire nice people.
Yeah.
So now
I've been working. I don't know if you know this. I've been working at the Imagineer campus right here in fucking Glendale.
Yeah, because dude, they don't fuck around, and they're like, we need some fucking tough ass guys to like throw some punches when we need to. Disneyland's the same way.
Yeah.
Disneyland's the same way. Like we know who comes to our park. Disney World is like different. Like Disney World is like everyone working there, you're like, oh, they've all drank the Kool-Aid. Like these people are made by Pixar.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh my god, welcome, be our guest, and you're like, dude,
yeah.
Janice, knock it off, okay? Stop it. So there's all these people there, and they're not prepared for it because the people they have working there are honestly nice. They're nice. And there's one dude, he's shitting his pants. He's like, I don't think we can like stop them all. He's telling like his manager, like Steven, he's like, Steven, we can't stop. I can't do this. And what you're essentially watching is you're watching a very insecure, non-confident version of the Persians versus the Greeks. Like this is Sparta if they had no backbone. Like they're just like, oh my god, we can't stop, and they can't stop these people. They're going and they're like, excuse me, if you actually go past me, I'm gonna have to eject you from the park. But I can't, and no one's listening to them.
Yeah.
So that's when I start yelling. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, run, you pieces of shit. You're a little monster. You're ridiculous, and it's just me yelling at people, and I've never felt so good. So it just It's fantastic. I love yelling at people and their kids. It's amazing.
So you go to Disneyland not for the attractions, just to yell at children.
That's my ride.
Yeah.
That's my ride is, oh my god, you're terrible, and fuck you and your big brimmed hat, Madison. Why don't you slap your kid Hayden and get him to stop running around? That was the other thing, is watching like full like Mexican and like black families, watching minority families laugh at like hipster white moms and with their out of control kids. Like that's a sport. Like I like watching that. It's funny. It's like, why is he like acting like it's like Hayden? They're all named Hayden for some reason. Like, Hayden, get down. No, don't hit other Hayden. Stop hitting. Stop doing that, Hayden. And you're like, dude, how? Like, why are they all Hayden? I don't understand. So, but they're all sick. And I wound up getting a ridiculous flu on the way back.
Yeah.
So
that was the point of the whole story.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all good. This is what we do this for. That was great.
Yeah. Yell at your kids. Yell at them constantly.
What do you think? Well, the thing, I mean, those are the shittiest people. I feel like shitty people go to Disneyland frequently. Like that's just because they can afford it. You know, and I don't know why. I just always think of rich people as shitty people. Yeah,
because I don't know. There's something. It's. Weird.
I mean, sure, I got a Disneyland pass, but I've never been to Disney World, and I never went to Disney. You know how frequent I went to Disneyland so much in high school because we had all these. Because my drama class had fundraisers. Mm-hmm. So that was how I was, and I always the way they set it up was every kid had their own account. Mm-hmm. And they kind of tallied in how many tickets we would sell for like, you know, the plays throughout the year, mm-hmm. and throughout with all that money, we planned like a big Disney trip at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And I always sold so many fucking tickets because I'm Mexican and I have big families.
Dude, I'm not even lying. You should have been in life insurance. Oh my god, dude, Mexican life insurance agents kill it. Like you have no idea. It's like, dude, oh my god, a big family. That's awesome, dude. Yeah,
money breeds douchebaggery, according to Travis Olgen.
Yeah, it really does. It does breed douchebaggery. Okay, so you grew up in an area very close to me. So
yeah,
like
San Gabriel. You grew up what, West Covina?
No, actually, I grew up in San Marino. San Marino. Hey. So if you want to talk about rich douchebags, oh my god, I know all of them. Yeah. Are you kidding me? I watched my own mother. Like she met somebody else. Like I saw a guy recently. Like my girl was getting fitted for her wedding ring or whatever.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much on congratulating me on throwing my life away. So
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, no, it's she's getting fitted for a ring or whatever, and we're sitting there, and as I walk through. I'm like, if I gotta walk through, there's, it's this downtown area, the jewelry kind of district or whatever, and it's all the stuff there.
Where
I'm like, just look, the downtown in the jewelry district of downtown LA.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I don't know if you're, I've
heard of it.
I never hang out there either. Someone told us when we went there, and I was like, okay. And they're all, it's like an indoor kind of mall, but it's like all the shops are like exactly like everybody you go to, they're their booth is just as big as this table. And you go there and they have like, you know, smoking deals on jewelry or whatever. So I was like, all right, we'll go there. And as I'm walking around, I noticed with one guy, I was like, oh, I went to, some guy goes, Nick. And I was like, what? And he's like, I went to high school with you. And I was like, oh, I hated you. And so so no, he was cool. We're sitting there. And then it turns out like I know him. He hung out with some friends of friends.
I'm listening. Keep going. I'm just going to grab a beer.
And then, yeah, what are you drinking there? Oh, dude, it comes in a new can?
It's like a different version that they released for like 4th of July or something.
I like it. It looks formal. It looks like you know, like Prince William would get sauced off that and then, you know, get a DUI. No, but I saw a buddy that I was friends with, and then his mom was there. My mom introduces herself to him because they had never met when we were in high school. We only were kind of like loosely friends. And then immediately the shitting on each other in where they live. So, oh yeah.
Oh my God, really?
So you live here? Oh, well, I live north of this street. And I looked at both of them and I was like, could you shut up? No one gives a shit.
And that was your mom? That was your mom?
That was my mom. And I was talking to my mom. I wasn't going to talk to his mom.
Yeah.
But I hope he said the same thing. Because I was like, dude, who gives a shit? You do realize that when it's still not yours. When you die, they're going to come and take it. Yeah. It doesn't ever belong to you.
So then you grew up with a pretty wealthy family then, right?
Yeah. My dad did real well for himself. Like, and I remember that was something. Because I was talking about this. It's like, I know my dad provided a real good life for us because my mom, her only job was being passive aggressive in retail situations. That's it. It's like, yeah, you're gonna bring me that? I don't think so. Take it back is my mom's favorite phrase. Yeah. So I want another one. Yeah. So, and I'm like, dude, you're the worst person ever. My mom is Lucille Bluth. So that's exactly who my mom is. That's good. Like when I watched that show, I was like, dude, that's my mother. And wow. Yeah, and it's crazy that you became such a humble human being coming out of something like that. It's just, I don't know, man. Me and my friends, I didn't like most of the people that grew up there. I still don't. Yeah. Like if you're watching this and we went to high school and we're friends on Facebook, know that I unfollowed you and I don't give a shit. Like I don't like you. Like you're an asshole and so is everybody else that went to San Marino High School. I usually hung out with I had a friend that went to like Gabrielino. Some other friends that went to like Arcadia, but were.
That's so funny because it's so funny that like, okay, so that San Marino is like, it's not quite Pasadena, but it's like, it's such a nice neighborhood, but it's literally, you could drive just right down Rosemead Boulevard and you'll end up hitting, you know, where all the Mexican punks are hanging out. You know?
Yeah, it's a very small city. Yeah. And you can go like
across the street,
couple miles in either direction. Most people have no idea that city is even there. Right. So they have no idea that city exists. They're like, oh, this isn't a part of South Pasadena. Yeah. Which if people from San Marino go, don't ever call it South Pasadena. Which you're like, dude, who gives a shit? Dude, you're an asshole, and so is everybody who coached us in Little League. Yeah. Just, stop it.
That's so funny. Yeah, and that's the thing. I always drove through it when I worked in Pasadena, but I don't know. But that's just cracking me up the way you're saying that, because I mean, I have friends in all over all those cities. You know, you think San Gabriel Valley is it's like its own mini LA almost. You know, it's like there's El Monte, South El Monte, Arcadia, Temple City, but they're all so close together, and you know you have friends from so many different spots, and it's just funny that I would think that you would have more, but going to San Marino High School, you'd have more friends from like Pasadena or like South Pass and like Altadena.
South Pass definitely not, because there was such a rivalry between those two schools that by the time I got into high school, like I think I transferred over there when I was a sophomore. I actually went to Flint Ridge Prep. I went to private schools for most of my life up until sophomore year. And then I transferred over, and I remember showing up to parties, and there were dudes just starting fights with us, like hitting us in the face. We're like, what the fuck? And like, oh yeah, they're from South Pass. I was like, oh, I guess we just have shit with these guys now. And that's how it is.
So where did you? Okay, so you didn't like hanging out with the people from high school, so you went and hung out with like, you know, the people from my neighborhood and stuff like that. You know, you said like Arcadia and Temple City and all that shit.
Arcadia, Gabrielino.
So what were you doing? You going like backyard parties or going to gigs or?
We had there were a crew of guys that I hung out with at my San Marino buddies, but a lot of them, like I think one of my buddies, Travis, he was like in so much trouble that he got kicked out and he had to go to Pasadena, now it's still to this day he can't get within LA County limits without finding crack cocaine or whatever. Like he's just one of those, like the one time he was hanging out with us and moved to Long Beach, and me and a couple buddies were working together at a place in Long Beach, and he came down to visit us, and within a half hour he disappeared from the bar. Later we get a call from him and he's like, yeah, I scored rock on, it's like Anaheim Street, and we're like, dude, you've been here all of like 2 hours.
You're right.
You work really fast. Like, so so I had a lot of buddies that we partied hard and did a lot of crappy things, but I had a lot of other buddies that were outside of San, because what did we do? There's nothing to do in San Marino, so what do? You ride your bike to Pac-Man Arcade that used to be on Colorado Boulevard, or you ride your bike down to San Gabriel, or you ride your bike over to wherever else, and you would have friends that maybe they didn't go to Huntington, but they went to Carver, and you knew them through Little League, through other sports, because San Marino's so small. You join sports and you play with people all over the San Gabriel Valley.
Right.
And then you wind up knowing them. You go hang out with them. You go to parties with them. But honestly, still, I got to say the best house parties were still always either San Marino or Arcadia.
Yeah, well, those are the rich neighborhoods.
Yeah. So, whereas in Gabrielino, even then, I remember I think I was a senior in high school, and I was dating a girl from Gabrielino, and I went to go pre-party with them. I went to her prom, went to pre-party. Nobody was drinking. Everyone was just like, and I was like, dude, for ours, we got hammered. And again, but that's because rich kids are assholes. They're dicks. They really are terrible, terrible, terrible people. So,
so you're a sober guy, right?
Yeah. Now I'm sober.
So now you're sober.
Yeah.
How many years have you been sober?
Now it's like coming up on 3 years.
Oh, so you stopped mid comedy then?
Yeah, stopped mid comedy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had to. Stopped. It was shitty. Did it. It was better.
Are you still smoking? Cigarettes?
Yeah. Do you have one?
No. No. That's why I got this thing.
I don't smoke cigarettes. I mostly don't smoke cigarettes because I don't go out and do comedy as much anymore. That's the thing that causes me, because every time I'm someplace sitting for comedy, there's only so many comics you can sit through before you go, okay, I gotta get up and go outside.
Do something, yeah.
Right? Because, dude, it's no offense to any other comic. All you comics, dude, nobody wants to sit around and listen to each other. Not because... But I think partly because some guys are like, I don't want to listen to that guy or whatever. But I think mostly because, dude, it's just like being in a movie theater. What does a movie theater stop you from doing? It stops you from standing up, walking around, and talking. Yeah. So for comics, that's death.
Yeah, really.
Are you kidding me? We want to talk. Like, that's the fun part. We like riffing outside.
Exactly.
So
this is the fun part.
Yeah, this is the fun part. So, but, and then you look for an excuse. You're like, I'm going to go smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. I had quit. And then started doing comedy, and then started up again. At least, smoking cigarettes.
You haven't smoked a cigarette since... I haven't seen you smoke a cigarette.
I've been really refraining, but it's like, I got friends that smoke, and so every time I'm hanging out with them, I'm just like, yo, give me one.
Especially 2 beers in.
Yeah.
It's always 2 beers in for me.
Absolutely. That's why I got this stupid fucking thing.
It's always
I feel like such a douche with this stupid fucking juice vape, whatever, but it's like...
Look, everybody wants to. Dude, that's the thing. So many people, dude, you vape, you fucking. Oh yeah, how dare you try to do something to wean yourself off of fucking carcinogen? Right. How dare you try to take a step in a positive direction?
Yeah.
Dude, don't listen to any of those people. If you have a problem with people vaping, dude, keep it to your fucking self, dude. That's my thing for you. Just shut up and go where you can't smell apple cinnamon. So
I mean, it gives me, it gives you the nicotine kick, and obviously I've had a couple drinks, and now I'm like, fuck it. I would want a cigarette, obviously, at this point, but it just kind of helps.
Yeah. And plus, also, like, it's like the people who are like, oh, I can't believe you. It's like, yeah, dude, do you want me to blow the original shit that I was smoking in your face?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna like the smell of that either. But this one at least smells like baked goods are coming
Notice
out.
how I blow it that way, though, because I don't want to blow it right in your fucking face, because those are the people who never actually smoke cigarettes, are the ones that just blow it right in your fucking face when you're talking to them. Yeah. Like, those are the worst people. I used to like legitimately scream at this dude that I knew, because we'd be in the middle of a conversation, be like, and then just blow it right in my face while I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
the one that's harder to get mad at, like, I don't like it, especially if you're gonna blow it towards people, you're a dick. So like if I'm blowing smoke at you, I'm actually going to look you in the eye. I'm going to let you know it's because of something you said. Like, that's the reason to do that.
It's on purpose.
Which also...
There's intent behind it.
By the way, the best nonverbal fuck you that
right.
you can
So
ever
I
do.
think that's why I take that so personally every time I see somebody do it to me. You know what I mean?
Because
it's like a vape and it's a plume of fucking smoke or a vape in your face.
Because it works on so many levels. One, this is coming out of my mouth. I suck this in, and now I'm going to blow it in your face.
Yeah.
Bad breath and everything. Two, it's giving me cancer, and I know it. And I'm taking you with me.
Right.
A little bit. And then three, dude, I want you to be uncomfortable. I want you to know. I'm going to look you in the eye and for you to know that whatever you said caused me to do that. So that's why it's great. The one that's hard to get mad at, but I'm like, it's still sloppy, and you catch people doing it, is when if you're in an indoor setting in a bar or if you're close to someone and they're smoking, is where instead of blowing it out first and then talking, they talk as it's coming out of their mouth. As it's coming out, they're like, yeah, so and you're like, dude, it's still going. So, but I can't be mad at you because I think it's unconscious. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy has food caught in his teeth, except it's cancer, and he's sharing it with me, and I can smell it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So what did you do did you just straight up just stop drinking? Because you were still drinking. When I met you, I think you were still drinking.
Yeah, I was probably still drinking and still doing just so much blow. Oh my God. The time that I locked myself into a friend's apartment, and then 2 days go by, and at the end of that 2 days, I'm still going.
Oh my God.
And I'm just wearing boxers that weren't mine, cowboy boots that definitely weren't mine, and just a jacket that's definitely not mine, aviator glasses that aren't mine. He's asleep. He had a buddy walk through the door, and he's like, "Are you still going?" And I was like, "Why, yes, I am the king." And then, dude, I was partying so hard at that time that people like people were just coming in and out of the one-man party. Like, they would join me for a few hours and then leave.
Yeah.
And then I'm still going. And I was the wrong person to have a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quit.
Is it because I'm only asking this because it's like for my own personal, because I'm I have a cousin, I have a couple friends that like I still hang out with that are, these are dudes that'll like hang out with me at bars and stuff, and like they're completely sober. It just doesn't bother them. They're just over it,
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, when was it too far? Like I'm just like because I've had those moments, especially cocaine nights, where it's like, but it's always after drinking. Then you're like, where's the 8-ball? Then
yeah, and that's what I was gonna do. It's always 2 drinks where I'm like, hey, I need a cigarette and also I need a line. Right. So but where I think for everyone it's gonna be different. For me, it was getting drunk and yelling at somebody that I shouldn't have been, that didn't deserve me yelling at them. Yeah. And then I felt like a dick. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop. I gotta stop drinking for a while. And then within that first week, I realized that I couldn't sleep. Like, I couldn't. I was like, dude, holy shit, dude. I cannot go to sleep. I'm drinking half bottles of melatonin at that point to try to knock myself out. And I'm like, I'm still drinking to go to sleep, but I'm just drinking stuff that's gross. Right. Like, you know what I mean? So it was weird. So then, and then as I kept not drinking and trying to deal with that, then panic attacks started. And oh my God, dude, I've never had a panic attack ever. Like, not ever. Never have I ever been like, oh my God. Like, it's never happened.
They're happening more frequently for me lately.
Yeah. And I don't know. And that's the thing for anybody who deals with that normally. I'm like, oh shit. Ain't that kind of anxiety attack?
Anxiety. Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, fuck. That's horrific. Yeah. And that started to happen to me. And I was like, oh my God. And then
because you think it was like alcohol withdrawals or something?
I honestly, I can't 100% tell you, but it had to do with that because as I got further and further into sobriety, I don't have them anymore. Yeah. They don't happen. Yeah. And plus also I don't know. It was a very weird state. That beginning sobriety portion was the weirdest time for me ever because I'd wake up. the mood swings are ridiculous.
Sure.
The mood swings, because I'd wake up and I'm like losing shit, and I'm like, today's gonna be great. And like trying to convince it's weird. Like you'd feel terrible and great at the same time. Like it's weird shit. And then anything could set you off. I could look over and see a girl reach back and pet her dog, and then I'd start like that, like it's just weird shit. Like just sorry, I'm gonna take out your coffee maker. Just weird shit. Trying to keep my composure, especially in the middle of like horrific. Because I've worked sales all my life. Mm-hmm. Dude, you know what it's like to have an anxiety attack in the middle of a client's fucking living room? It is not good. So, do you want to buy this? Well, I wasn't, but I guess. And you're like, oh, like it just, dude, it is terrible. So, but then I remember I had my buddy Chris Dunham, who's hilarious comic.
Oh, I know Chris.
Yeah, good guy, and he was my sponsor. And to this day, I'm like, man, I'm sorry for what you had to deal with, because I called him, and you call somebody, you just get through it. I'm like, dude, I'm just not gonna.
Did you go to meetings and stuff?
Yeah, I started to go to meetings, and you show up to meetings, and you start to like work the program or whatever. I'm not a program person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not.
That's also what I wanted to ask too, because obviously, you don't strike me as somebody who found Jesus. No. Because that seems to happen a lot too, and
I did not take my energy and then
put
my belief in a fairy tale.
Yeah, most of my friends most of my friends who are sober, I only still hang out with them because of that, because they did the steps and they went and whatever, and they're like, yeah, all that other stuff is bullshit. He's like, I found what I needed out of it, and like that's all.
Yeah, and that's essentially what it is. You're gonna go and you're gonna hear a bunch of stuff, and some of it's gonna be good. A lot of it you're gonna cling on to in the beginning. You're gonna remember things. You're gonna go back. I believe that it's definitely necessary, but after a while, I was like, dude, I can't be one of these people that's like, my life is, I gotta get to me. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like,
Well, because then, those people are just replacing something with something else, right?
Which works in the beginning. You got to replace something with something else, at least that's not going to kill you or get you in a DUI or, whatever else. But, dude, I don't know. For me, after a while, and then plus also, you get your... people start shooting holes into some of these things that they're telling you when you're like, oh, so you say one thing but you believe another, and that's more interpersonal relationships that you'll have with people where and it's not an uncommon thing. Like, people are like, yeah, I had a sponsor that fucked me over, I had this, and then you kind of lose faith in that thing. But as long as you keep whatever keeps you sober, that's what works. And so, but that's the thing, I can't, man. I got asked to speak at a meeting like a while back, and I showed up, and I didn't do the, oh yeah, so my parents hit me and that's why I drink. I didn't do this kind of thing. I was like, dude, just I wanted to take a more positive, like, this is what keeps me from drinking, and these are things that I work on that help me, that are outside of the program that keep me from drinking. Yeah. And these are things that you can try, and these are things, and they didn't like that. There's some of these people,
because they want to hear your bottom and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, some of these people, and that's the thing. I'm like, dude, I don't want to, like, some people. There are some people, when you sit in those meetings, you're gonna go, dude, this is like a pity party for who had the hardest time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's how I feel sometimes. Like, and I'm in no means like looking to get sober right now, but it's definitely something that has crossed my mind. Like, how far can I take this? Maybe I've gone. But then I talked to my friend about this, and he was just like, just the fact that when you've gone too far and you draw it back, he's like, that's you've already done better. Yeah. And he's like, he's like, I was telling him, like, I've had a few times where it's, I recognize it, like, fuck, man, I really need to take it easy.
Yeah. Like me, it was, even though my behavior was horrific and there were like DUIs and all, I had never killed anybody. I'd never no family member. Like I'd never caused any bodily harm. There was nothing like that ever happened. It was me yelling at a person, and so they call that a shallow bottom, which sexy. You guys like shallow bottoms? I know you do. I'm your shallow bottom.
It a shallow. Okay.
I also have no butt. So I have no butt. My jeans fall off. But they call it shadow bomb. There was like I remember another girl spoke where she talked about how like when they found her, she was bleeding at a different that's a very low bottom.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff like those are the people that I feel every time someone asks me to talk, I'm like, dude, I have nothing. There's other people that have way more stuff that they went through with family and friends and stuff like that. But that's the thing. I don't know.
So what is your take on like, you know, what do you think? This is the one thing that a lot of people frown upon too is especially people who drink and you know who and whatnot. They think there's a lot of sober people who like kind of want to push that on other people. Mm-hmm. You know, almost like, and it's usually the religious people who are always like, you know, I'm better now and you should be better too, or something like that.
If they've gotten too far into the religion, yeah, sure. I don't care. I'm like, I still buy like my buddy's beers, and I'm like, dude, you do you.
Yeah.
I can't do it. If there's someone who I see who may have like a significant problem or something, I may say, hey man, just, you know, hey, give a week a try or give a month a try or something like that, right? Just see how you feel after a month. If there's something like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've actually had drinks since I've gone off, but like, it's not like I'm out of the country and we go to this and, you know, I'm in Thailand and I'm eating snake and the only thing they have is either like tap water or a beer. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll do this or whatever. But I don't drink to get drunk anymore. And actually I fucking, dude, it's, 2 beers and I'm fucking totally done. I'm like, how did I ever do this before? Yeah. So I just don't.
It's funny. I was talking. There's like a coworker that I have that doesn't really drink at all. Like he drinks a little bit, and I don't know. I was talking to him, and I don't know how the fuck it came up. He was just like, he's like, how often do you drink? I was like, I don't know. I have I'll have at least a beer every day. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not getting drunk every day, but I'm having like, he's like, yeah, but he was trying to explain to me how like the long-term effects and everything and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I guess. But I was like, it's just more like but it is kind of more like a comfort thing though. It's like, I'll have a beer and then go to bed. The only
way that you can know, because first of all, also you're very high function, like you're not an alcohol, but like you're
I had a glass of whiskey and 2 beers, and here we are right now.
Yeah, you're a high functioning, normal. I believe you have a normal relationship. Like in my eyes, you have a normal relationship with alcohol. You're not. Do you have a DUI that you're working on right now? You're living with your chick? You've got your own place. Do your parents hate you?
No.
No?
No.
So, okay, have you tried to steal somebody else's kidney and sell it for...
No. And that's the thing is I haven't done anything too crazy or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like but it is something that there's so in this world that we live in now, everybody's always trying to be, you know, healthier and whatnot, and it's like it always
makes... Who gives a shit? You're dead at the end. You're dead at the end. You're dead at the end. At the end, you die. Dude, oh my God, I shouldn't fucking eat that Twinkie. I should just have kale. Dude, you're going to die. Even if you eat that kale, you're going to die. So just know that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this. Dude, who cares? Have a drink. But the only other thing I could say to the opposite effect is the best thing that you could do is if you wanted to give it a try just to see how you feel, do like a 90-day challenge or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds tough.
Yeah, see, and that's the other thing.
Oops.
If it's a little tough, and if it seems like it's something that you can't, like, you can't.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. Go, and then if you're getting like antsy or itchy, like
the thing is, we'd both have to do it. Meaning me and my fiance. You know, like that because she drinks too. So it's not nearly as much as I do, but. There's always going to be booze in the house. You know, she's brewing a beer right here underneath the table. So it's like, you know, she wants to get into making beer. Yeah. So it's, you know, that's something that I feel like if I don't know, they say like those first 2 weeks are the worst or whatever. So
yeah, usually.
I've done like a week, maybe like a week and a half. I mean, after my brother's bachelor party, I'd binged so fucking hard and done so many drugs. It's like I didn't want to. I was like I didn't want to. I was like I'm staying as clear-headed as I can for this whole week. You know.
What's the craziest thing you've done recently drunk? What's the craziest thing that you were like, man, I woke up and I shouldn't have done that?
I just fell into my bathroom and broke my glasses.
It's a broken pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a dude in Virginia I just read about. He took a 1700 Uber ride back to New Jersey, okay? Yeah. So you're way better than that.
I mean, we got in a big stupid fight, and I was just drunk, and I didn't know what the fuck, you know, and I took off. And that was kind of bad, you know. Yeah. And then I came back the next day, and I realized, like, there was no reason for me to react the way I did. Yeah. And that was one of the big things, you know.
I would say that, you know, you're not, again, you're not under any clock or obligation. Yeah. And that's the other problem is that people, dude, if there's somebody with a serious problem, all you can ever do is mention to that person that you can't change them if they don't want it. Like, constantly berating with them. Sure. Actually, dude, if you... Like, I'm totally, and I know you're of that mind too. What? If someone is telling you, no, you're not going to have that beer, what are you going to do? I'm going to have the fucking beer. Sure. Yeah. You know, don't do that.
Yeah. No, so, that's not what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm making it clear that I'm definitely not ready.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is if you gave it a try, and if you found yourself mentally for any reason going, I need that beer, I can't cope with this situation. If you found yourself drinking defensively, yeah. Like, oh, I feel terrible and I need to feel good. Yeah. Then maybe continue.
Yeah. Which is right. But I haven't had that kind of situation in a really long time. Yeah. Like, I honestly don't. I mean, I haven't drank to kind of cope with anything. Like, not in a long time. Yeah. It's usually, I mean, it's just become such a. I mean, that's what I was going to ask you too. Is like, when did you start drinking? Because for me, like my family's been. We're just a family of boozers. You know,
I started drinking when I was 11.
Yeah. Well, and I started at 14. Yeah. So, and then like I said, my family, my dad would give me the. But this is how my family handled this. You know, especially growing up in in Almonte, going to high school and shit. So it was like my dad would give me the ads, and he'd go pick a 12-pack. And you're gonna stay here, and I'll buy it for you. Yeah. But he was like, pick a 12-pack, get 2 friends, and you guys stay here.
Yeah. I feel that's actually a decent. Like, here's the thing, you're gonna, like, my parents,
because they knew I was gonna be out. They knew, yeah.
My dad, retired LA County sheriff, doesn't drink at all. But this is my dad's face when he has a Corona. Ooh, that's smooth. Like, he looks ridiculous. Like, if you poured him a shot of straight whiskey, dude, he will dissolve. Like, he can't do it. And oh my God, he's one of the, like, not, I'm not gonna blame the whole, but I'm like, dude, that's why I started drinking. And I was like, oh, it's that bad? Well, this guy, I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna show you, and that's
so you did it as like a rebellious thing,
major rebellious thing.
Okay.
I was told not to do. Dude, I remember being signed. I was signed up for the Sheriff's Explorers. I want you to know that they signed me up. I spent a whole day standing there on the grinder going, I'm not coming back, and I'm gonna go get high right after this.
Right.
Like, that's right. And so I wound up, me and my friends. I was friends with the worst kids at my school. Like, I was friends with, like, there were like the rich kids, like, the one kid whose dad owns a fucking vineyard, you know what I mean? And, all that crap. Yeah. But I was friends with the worst ones. I was friends with, like, the guys who were like, hey man, we should go to Temple City and get some crystal. Like, that's exactly that's what we did.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, and that's the shit I stayed away from when I was younger. Like, the first time I didn't do coke for the first time until I was 23. I'm 28 now.
Really?
So yeah, I swear to God.
First time I did coke, I think, was like at 16, and it was after I'd done math.
Actually, I think I was 22.
So that was
22. I was 22. But, like, and I did shrooms for the first time I was 20. All in the same year. I think
that's roughly around that, right? That's that young age. That's right in there, the early 20s.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, all throughout high school, I was like, fuck, I didn't even want to smoke cigarettes. I didn't smoke pot. I still don't really smoke pot. It's just weird, which is weird. It seems like something that I should do.
Yeah.
Right?
And everyone always, that's the thing. Everyone was like, hey, you don't smoke pot? And you're like, no, I like to ups, man. Like, that's.
Dude, me too. Me too. That's what I'm saying. Like, because I don't like being the tired
And welcome
guy.
to the new podcast called Falling Off the Wagon with Ryan Demarest and Nick Petrillo. I'm gonna go ahead and hit up my cousin Enrique.
No,
He's got some good. Let me go ahead and get this shit started. So,
But point being, is like I never wanted to be the tired guy at the party. And I'm sure you felt the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, because I think also I used to love weed when I was in high school. I remember going. We'd smoke on like San Marino High School had like this North Field, and we'd smoke on North Field, and then we'd go to class. And I remember, oh my god, the best day ever was I got high and I went to biology class, and some girl, it was some guy raises. The teacher asked, "Do you guys know how much semen comes out in one ejaculation?" It was sex ed, and some girl named Amy raised her hand. She's like, "A mouthful?" And we all died laughing.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Amy, you're the best.
Oh
You're the
my-
best person ever."
Like you ain't even gonna wash your mouth.
I can't believe we went through this whole conversation. I didn't once hit this.
I do cocaine.
Dr. Roxo! I do cocaine. And then he turns around, he's tying the blue animal, and he's like, seriously, I do a lot of cocaine.
He's like, hey kids, you know what this is? It's cocaine. Shh, don't tell nobody.
This is a video that got banned from MTV because you can see my junk through my jumpsuit.
Oh, man.
Goodbye, snowy road.
Sick reference, though.
Oh my god, dude.
References are out of control.
Yeah, man.
Well,
That
we got to
was-
wrap this up because I got to take a piss.
Yeah, take that piss, boo-boo.
But, well, fuck it. I guess we'll leave it at that with the the sobriety questions and shit. But thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. When are you doing anything? Any shows coming up or?
I'm at the Madhouse in.
All right.
Yeah, the Madhouse somewhere here in March 15th and 16th. That's a nice big one.
That's in San Diego, guys.
Yeah, San Diego, and then some other dates here and there. So I don't know. Hit me up for details if you give a shit. So you can tell
Where
by
can
my
they find you
tone.
on,
Clearly, I don't anymore.
On Instagram.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Petrillo, Petrildo. And I think the same thing on Twitch, which I've been playing that. I play a bunch of games. If you game, I get on there and join me, and we'll talk a lot of shit about whatever games we're playing.
Sweet. You gonna go to Metallica?
Dude, is Cliff Burton alive?
No.
No, it's
No.
I can't. I can't. Oh God, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
podcast because.
Well, I could pause it. We can keep going. I just got to piss really bad right now.
Okay, pause it. You do that, and I'll get into exactly why there are a bunch of fucking pieces of shit.
Or you could just keep going. Just talk about Metallica. We got the live stream going.
Okay, you go.
I'm gonna go piss.
Because this is a story. So Metallica, I loved. Metallica is the reason that I started playing guitar when I was a young kid. I was a young kid. I heard one, and I was like, oh shit, I need to learn to play that. I need a guitar. Dad, can I have a guitar? No, fuck you. You learn piano. So, and then I wound up playing on an acoustic guitar, classical guitar with vinyl strings that were impossible to press down on with little stupid hands. And I learned to play that damn song, and they were amazing. And their song structure was amazing. They had classical, deep Wagner classical music influence in their songs. And then I loved them. Everybody loved them. Master of Puppets was awesome. Ride the Lightning was awesome. Kill 'Em All was awesome. Everything was awesome. And then the Black Album came out. And I remember the Black Album sucked before I even heard it because the popular girl at my school, Ashley, came up and was like, oh my God, I know that you like metal nerds really like Metallica, and I've always said they sucked, but this new album is great. And I was like, I know it's gotta suck. It's gotta suck because Ashley likes it. And because you know why? Because the prior day, Ashley was listening to the fucking Spin Doctors, okay? Ashley was like, oh yeah, wanna call me baby. Well, I listen to Metallica now, and so I'm like, you're terrible, I hate you. And then she shows up, and then they came out. Their song structure was chopped down. It was weak. There was not like that math metal feel was gone. Yeah. Right? That math metal feel's fucking gone. Yeah. Yeah. Is that Hetfield?
No, it's Jim Brewer.
Oh my God! It's a hit of Jim Brewer doing Hetfield.
Doing Hetfield, yeah.
Yeah, whiskey and a gyro. You're rough. Like that guy, I hate that guy. And so then he comes out. That album comes out. Their song structure is gone. Every song is like super short. Their radio play, all that stuff. They're terrible. Then their VH1 Behind the Music comes out. And it was
so good. You didn't like it?
No, it was the ultimate piss take on Metallica fans. Because it was, dude, Jason Newsted with the cut hair going, are we sellouts? Hell yeah, sell out. We sell out every seat in every stadium. And I'm like, you're a douche.
Yeah, that was a douche move.
I was like, I want you to know, if you're a Metallica fan, Ryan, this is for you too, because you're sitting here, I'm not going to pull any punches. The best Metallica member died in a bus accident back in the 80s.
He's right there.
And what you have now is the semblance of a band that has less integrity than Nickelback. Yeah! Nickelback came out and was like, we're going to be just a hit album band. Dude, Metallica went into that.
Yeah.
And also Metallica, dude, they went after the Napster kid. Dude, you on Cliff 'Em All. It's James Hetfield holding up a Kill 'Em All album going, they wouldn't let us call it metal up your ass, so kill all the record executives. Then years later going, well, the record executives are kind of great guys. You know what I mean? And them becoming the RI, they became exactly what they wanted to kill. So this is like, Ice Cube turning around and it's like, hey, man, get a good look at you at being TBS. Very funny. Are you still gangster?
Yeah.
Would young Ice Cube be into this? No, young Ice Cube would call you a punk, call you a bitch, and tell you just lost your Compton rep. So shut up. So yeah, I can't stand them.
All right. Well, that answered my question.
Yeah.
You didn't. So I take it you didn't listen to the new album.
No, I didn't listen to the new album, but I saw a thing where Philip Anselmo had said that he wanted to get back together with some of the last members of Pantera, and I was
he has.
He has
with Rex Brown.
No, but that's whatchamacallit, the other. Nola, the Down.
Down, yeah.
Right, that's Down.
Well, yeah, but also, I saw him play with Rex and Anthrax, and they did Pantera songs.
Oh my God, that's fucking great.
At what was it? We went to the Golden Gods Awards when Metallica was getting the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Uh-huh.
That was the fucking year to go, man, because it was Anthrax was playing, Stone Sour, Danzig came out and did some Misfit stuff with Doyle.
Oh my God. See, that's like a cool little throwback.
It was bad, dude.
Oh my God. The last thing I went to was, I think it was Kill Switch Engage. And Kill Switch Engage brought out Joe Belladonna. And they did Caught in a Mosh.
Sick.
And I was like, I didn't even mosh. I was just in the corner jerking off. Like that's. I was just like, this is great. I love you. This isn't weird.
No, it was that year that I went was dope. So that was the day. What's his name from Slayer died? Jeff Hanneman.
Oh,
it was that day. So everybody played a part of a Slayer song pretty much to like in tribute.
Dude, those guys are exactly the guys that if you look at Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman and Tom Araya and whoever's their drummer at the point, if you look at them on the CD case and you look at it and you're like, these guys can't be nice if you like. There's no look at them, right? And then I got to meet Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman, and they were the nicest dudes. I spilled the beer on Jeff Hanneman's foot, and he was like, "Are you okay, man?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "You're Jeff Hanneman." And he's like, "Yeah, man, what's going on?" Like, he was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And man,
well, they're doing their like farewell tour as well.
Got tickets for it.
You going?
So we got tickets. Me and the girl got tickets. And
I was gonna say let's pregame.
Dude, I'll pregame with you, and I'll drive you. Whatever. If you need a ride and you get drunk or whatever.
Yeah. Well, of course.
That's that's the only thing about sobriety that sucks is that
you're always the DD.
I can no.
Does your lady drink?
I don't even know. She doesn't drink either. So but that's the only thing that sucks is that I can only hang out with my friends who drink for a small period of time.
Yeah.
Because then they get into the place where I can't communicate with them anymore. And I'm like, dude, you fucking retarded. Like,
yeah, but you know, I never get. I mean, it takes my threshold is so fucking like I don't know. It's I never like you just said. I am extremely highly functional, so it's like I get I'll get to that spot and then I'm like I'm super drunk and then I'll just like shut down.
yeah,
you know, but it takes a long time for me to get there.
Yeah.
But then, I'll hang out, dude. I'll get annoyed with other drunk people because I'm drunk and you're way too drunk.
yeah, and that's the thing. I can't just of the times that it's always when we go out or whatever. If we're out of the country and we're at some place, they're at a bar or something like that. You know, like a tasting or something like that. We'll do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Bangkok, dude, come on. I'm on Bangalore Street and people are just got their like beer. I'm like, dude, how am I not going to have like a beer in Phuket, Thailand when there's 16 definitely hookers behind the counter? And my girl, that's the thing. It took my girl. We're sitting there. There's 16 girls for 6 feet of counter space, like bar space. And I'm like, why are there so many waitresses? And my girl's like, they're hookers, you idiot. And they're asking us, they're like, you want girl? And I'm like, baby, do we want girl? Like, I don't know. So, but
And they're probably like, they're probably dudes too.
Yeah.
Because they're like super like transvestite.
There was a ladyboy show that we had tickets to that I couldn't go to because I got sick and I was real depressed. But you can ask them that. You can say, are you know, girl, you know, boy, you know, whatever. And you can kind of boil it down. There's some guys that just don't give a shit. So, and I've seen that. I mean, come on. I went into a ping pong show.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
I went into a ping pong show and I saw,
Exciting.
there's boys, ladyboy parts. You know, you're like, okay, there's like a chick with that's a decent dick on a chick. Like that's pretty decent. Like her dick is decent. Her dick is decent. It's pretty nice.
I just found a new drop.
Also, I think like I'm not gonna lie. I was actually impressed with some of the Asian dicks that I saw while I was over there. And going back, I can't tell if I'm impressed with the Asian dicks that I saw because they were actually impressive or that I actually finally saw an Asian dick that was non-blurry. Like that's the question I've been asking myself ever since. I was like, dude, is this truly an amazing penis or is it because this is the first time I've seen an Asian dick like in full normal resolution in resolution
in
right?
HD
in 4K. I finally saw some guys fucking wang.
Oh fuck.
So they have so you do. I think the only thing you really need to be careful of there is just doing the wrong shit. It's doing the wrong shit in the places that you shouldn't be doing shit. Like the guy Logan Paul. The guy who who went off and got a video of this dude hanging in a thing and then started dude, you're in Japan also. Dude, don't do that. Or in Thailand, it's weird. You can get away with a lot in Thailand. There's guys smoking weed, especially Phuket. In Phuket, Thailand, like it's an island. It's a touristy place. It's the Cabo San Lucas of Southeast Asia. There's dudes on the islands. Just all the bartenders are passing around joints to everybody.
Wow.
And you're like, no, I don't like, you know. And that's one place that I was like, yeah, I guess I'll take the coconut with the thing in it. I never had this on a beach, right? So you do one of those things, and then but you're sitting there. Anything goes. You can do anything you want in almost any of these places. And what did two guys do? Two gay guys went into a Buddhist temple and showed their asses and were taking pictures and got caught. And you're like, dude, any other part of the city, you could be jerking off in front of a business while a guy's getting fitted for a suit. And they're like, hey, it's Thailand. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and whatever you want. And you'll do that. But then you just don't do that in the religious places.
Yeah.
There are those places. Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Don't ever be that guy.
And they're always Americans too.
It's always Americans. It's always, dude, an American went to Germany, Sieg hailed, and some guy knocked him out.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for knocking that guy out. But please don't send him back. We don't want him. We don't want him.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah. But there's also, dude, anything goes there. Man.
Yeah. I've never been. My chick wants to go. I'm not much like of a. I don't want to say I'm not much of a traveler, but it's like I've never been out of the country really, besides like Mexico, and then I mean barely like Baja, you know.
It's the places that you think that.
I have no interest in going to the East Coast. I'll tell you that. Fucking dude, New York can go suck a dick. I'm never going there.
I kind of want to go check it out. You know what I mean? I like the idea of it. Yeah,
Never.
I mean,
I mean, unless like somehow miraculously my career takes off and I have to go.
yeah.
But
it's always the places that you don't think of that wind up actually being good. Like actually, the part of the Eastern Asian, the Southeast Asia trip that I liked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked Laos a lot, or Lao as they call it, Lao a lot, because it's like a landlocked Hawaii. It's very green. It's beautiful, especially. The town that we went to was Vientiane, which is we went to Luang Prabang, which is which was the old capital of Laos. Now there's like a new capital called Vientiane, and so this place still like was a French protectorate at some point. So you're talking about an Southeast Asian city with like French old French structures with French baked goods that are you're like, dude, their croissant game is ridiculously on point.
Really?
And it's really good, and it's this small little place. It's cheap. Like, dude, we got like a breakfast for me and my girl that was like ridiculous. For like, we did the math. We're like, dude, this was $6.
Huh?
This was $6 and it was amazing. It was just kind of one of those places where you'll catch a lot of people from different countries walking around in like just a lot of like a lot of hippies, a lot of neck tattoos, a lot of henna. So it's kind of that, but it's super chill vibe. Super awesome, and I was like, that place stuck out. I want to go back there.
Yeah,
that was cool. Or you could go to to just a shit show, like we were in Cambodia, we went to Siem Reap, and then we went through the temples, like where like Angelina Jolie shot like the Tomb Raider. We didn't even know that was. I had never saw this. Like, this is where Angelina Jolie shot Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And then took one of our kids back to the United States, and then you're there, but then you go downtown and it's just a shit show. So you can have that cultural experience.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, oh, I saw like a guy get a hooker and then like touch her dick. Like you can get those two weird things going on. So. I don't know. There's definitely those places.
Weird. I mean, I definitely want to go to like Europe and stuff. I don't know. I mean, New Orleans is still like one of the best places I've ever been to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never been there.
It's fucking great.
Dirty?
It's, not even that. Like, I don't know. It's just when we went for the sole purpose to like just kind of experience the music and the culture, So it wasn't like, we didn't do the touristy stuff really. Like we kind of talked to like locals and we were like, hey, we want to like go see this, and like we want to hear jazz. We want to see the cemeteries. We want to like, and so the cemetery thing was kind of a touristy thing, but
yeah.
They were like, well then don't hang out on Bourbon Street. They're like, don't fucking hang out on Bourbon Street. They're like, you want to go to Frenchman Street.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So we went to Frenchman Street, and that fucking place just went off. That place is amazing. It's like every club is free, so you don't have to pay an entry. There's no fucking lines to get into anywhere. Dude. People are just going in and out to everywhere because everything's going on everywhere. So like that street particularly, there's so much going on that you don't even have to be inside of a club to enjoy it. Yeah. So like there was like a restaurant, a bar. I mean, in the bars you can order drinks to go. So you can fucking
drinks to go.
Yeah, you just go put it in plastic, and then they put it in. They fucking give it to you in plastic, and then you walk outside. Dude, and then you can take that and walk into another bar and go check out another band or whatever. And there's bands playing on the fucking sidewalks. So like if you want like a nightlife, dude, all night long there's all this cool shit going on.
Yeah.
So it's like it was so cool, and I did 2 shows out there.
Yeah,
and they loved me. It was mostly the gay people, but it was
like, who gives a shit?
It was so dope, man. Everybody was just so friendly and just so fucking like it was a complete culture shock for me because most of the time, even the homeless people were fucking nice.
Yeah,
like some guy who came up to me, started talking to me, and I was like, okay, he wants money, and then he just left. Yeah, he just wanted to talk.
There's some guy today in downtown Long Beach asked me for my dog.
Oh, well.
Hey man, can I have your dog? And I was like, no, I can't. The whole fucking dog, like you just.
I had somebody try and buy my dog off me. I have an English bulldog, so yeah. He was like, hey man, no, it was an Armenian guy. He's like, hey, how much?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh my god. What kind of car do you drive?
Ford Fusion.
Oh my god, do you ever get like you pull in a gas station, buddy, how much for the car?
No. No, that's never happened.
Dude, like I used to
I don't have a nice car. That's a piece of shit.
Dude, I had a shitty Honda Accord, like 2001, and that was like a very common car.
Yeah.
And every time I'd pull over in that beige piece of shit Honda Accord, someone would come and go, "Hey, buddy, how much for the car?" Like, I'll give you a good price for a car. No, I need the car. Okay, $3,000. No, I need the car, and it's not for sale. Come on, $4,000.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing.
Go in.
The guy, and then I was like, he's not for sale because he was a puppy then when I had him. I was living in Glendale. He doesn't live.
Oh, and especially as a puppy, they're trying. They're like, dude, I gotta get him when he's young.
He doesn't live here anymore because he got evicted. Look at if you can see the door, you see what he did.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's with my grandparents.
Yeah, because apparently he just lives on doors.
Yeah, he fucked that.
Ate the door. If you don't know, the half of Ryan's door is gone because a dog ate it.
Yeah.
So
people come in, they're like, "What the fuck happened?" With my dog, he doesn't live here anymore.
I think after he ate the door, it'd be hilarious if he looked up into the camera and went 10 million strong. And growing. It's like, oh, just have you fed your dog a door today? Like, it's like, just for the price of one door, you too can keep a dog fed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fucking fat idiot. I love him, but he's so stupid. He's just so stupid.
Oh my god, dude, that's great. Well, they just offer to buy them the bed.
Yeah, and then he just offered to buy me. I was walking him one time. I was living in Glendale with him.
There was literally one dude. There's like a park that I'll walk, and the dog I have is an Akita, and it does they look kind of like a Siberian Husky, like
I love Nikitas,
kind of wolf like, and just one dude went, "Hey, yo, my man, how much for the wolf?" And I was like, that's
fucking great.
No lie, I went, dude, it's she's not for sale, and he went, "No bullshit, man, everything's for sale." I was like, dude, is this The Wire? Like, when did this turn into like a weird I feel like I'm in a crime drama or something like that. Like, it's great.
That's so funny.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
All right, let's wrap it up here, man. Really appreciate you coming in. At least we ended on a higher note here. Just had to piss really bad. So okay, so I take it you're not seeing Metallica. No,
no Metallica. We'll do
Slayer.
It was Slayer, and isn't it Lamb of God?
Let's meet up on that one.
Yeah,
I'm going. So
let's do that. So Slayer, Lamb of God.
Yeah,
and yeah, let's hang out in the back like old fucks.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. You kids get up front.
Yeah. Go battle. Go fight my battle. All right. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for listening. That was Nick Petrillo. This is Nick Petrillo. He didn't die.
I was Nick Petrillo.
He didn't die when he was here. But just for him, I'm going to play the new Metallica album on our way out. So.
And on my epitaph, it'll say, "Shut up, I'm sleeping." Solo.